So the next question is from Randy. He says, howdy folks, when dealing with clients that have a low budget for content, what would you recommend for keeping the money site or GMB fresh with updated content? Worried about Panda if I import RSS feeds directly into blog posts. Yeah, I don't like doing that either, because then you're auto populating content on your money site with other people's content. And I don't like to do that. We talk about using curated content, Randy, all the time, because that is a very inexpensive way to produce content, highly relevant content, and also create co-citation using other people's content. It's very efficient, very inexpensive. Again, you can train VAs with our method. It's called Content Kingpin. If you want to go check it out, that's the same method that I've been using, and I trained bloggers for all my content needs for my clients and GMB posts and everything else using curated content. And again, Content Kingpin teaches that method. It was designed specifically to teach somebody how to do that. So for example, you could hire a VA from the Philippines, pay them $3 or $4 an hour or whatever you want to pay on a per post basis, which is what I prefer to do. That's very inexpensive because they can very quickly create relevant content by curating other people's content. And that's different than just, because again, you're still pulling in other people's content that you're going to cite the source. So you need to link back to the source of the content that's been curated. So for, let's say you use 3 different pieces of content in a curated post, right? So that would be like, you might cite 2 different articles and a YouTube video or a slide deck or an audio file, or something like that. Or just 3 different pieces of, article content. And then for each one of the snippets that you curate into that post, you would link back to the original source, right? Because you want to give credit, you want to give attribution or cite the original source, which is fine because I typically no follow those links anyways, but it's that way you have control over what is being posted on your money site, as well as you create unique content, even if it's curated snippets of other people's already published content, because you inject commentary in at the top, right? There's an opening paragraph. Then there's usually a little bit of content commentary added between each piece of curated content. And then there's a conclusion paragraph, which could just be a couple of sentences. And it's typically, that's where a call to action would go anyways. So it's very efficient and quick way to develop highly relevant content, create co-citation because you're outbound linking to relevant content, and a very, very quick way to do it. That said, outside of doing curated content for money site posts, which can then be repurposed as GMB posts, right? So again, you're getting a whole lot of traction from one piece of content. The other way that you could do it is, like, if you don't have a really big budget, or your client doesn't have a big budget for content, even enough, which you should for curated content because it's very inexpensive if it's done correctly. But the other thing would be just to focus on the GMB posts, right? Make sure that you have on page on the website, the money site done well. And then you could focus on just doing GMB posts because those are very inexpensive as well. They're much shorter form type content, right? It's 1,500 characters max in a GMB post. So again, I would recommend that you try to work out curated content for the money site, which can then be repurposed as GMB posts as well. It's going to populate your syndication network, all of that. But if you don't even have a budget for that, first of all, get higher paying clients. But second of all, you can always focus in on GMB posts if it's for local stuff and get some significant traction that way. And that's rather inexpensive as well. Marco, you want to comment on that?
I'm going to second that. Get better paying clients who can handle the content budget also. 1. 2, get such fantastic results for your clients that you can charge them more so that you can start producing better content so that you can then charge them more. Make that attendant then on you. I am going to get your results. When I give them the pitch that I give them. It's going to take me about 90 days to get your results. You're going to see the results. At the end of those 90 days, we're going to discuss what the new budget will be, what it's going to cost to keep me producing these results. And 9 out of 10, it's going to work. 9 out of 10, the guy is going, sure, 90 days. And after those 90 days, when they see the results that you can get for them, you better be able to get results. 9 out of 10, they're going to close, and they're going to say, yeah, please, let's go on the monthly. How much is it? And they're not going to blink when you hit them. I hit them hard, man. I hit them hard. But then the results that I'm giving them justifies them saying yes. That's the whole point. When you make it attendant on you rather than on what the client is giving you, then you can pretty much start setting your own prices. And that's how you get better clients, because like people know each other. Jordan is really good about this. Like the doctors that he works with, they know one another and they talk to one another. And since they're in different geographical areas, like they're all talking, oh, I got this guy. And then when you get that good, the word of mouth runs along. And now if you're niching down like Bradley recommends, or if you don't like I do, because if you got enough money to pay me to get your results, I'm going to figure out how to get your results. The niche is irrelevant because, again, I'm going to quote Jordan, I know Google. And since I know Google, I know how I'm going to get this person results, regardless of where we're going. So there's many different ways that you can do this, focusing on, this is the number one thing, on the results that you can get so that you can then charge more, because now you understand what it is that you're worth, and then you're not going to take these low budget people who don't even have money for how is it we're IFTT, we're syndication, and we're into strengthening your tier one branded through all of this. How in the world are you going to be able to do this if you don't have a content budget, or if it's minuscule, so that maybe you blog once a month, or maybe you do a post every other week, which is not going to do anything for you.